Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Linger by the Cranberries. Here's a quick look at what we're going to be learning today. So the chord progression is very straightforward, very simple. There are a few substitutions we can make and go a little bit beyond basic chord shapes that make it a little more colorful and sound more like the original recording. The real challenge here is going to be the strumming. We have a 16th note strumming pattern with a certain emphasis behind it. Certain beats are emphasized and it makes kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, kind of that kind of pattern, 3 plus 3 plus 2. Which still ends up being 4/4 time. We'll discuss this more as we learn the pattern. Now, really quick before we get started, if you find that you need any extra help with the fundamental guitar stuff, or you just want to get better at your technique and all that, I have a free ebook. It's completely free for all my subscribers. I'll put a link in the corner as well as down below. There's a ton of stuff in there that's going to help you out. And also, while you're down there, if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, the bell icon, and leave a comment, just to say hi, or if you have any questions, I'd really appreciate it. That would really help out the channel, and it's a great way to support me. And for those of you that already do support me that way, I sincerely appreciate it. Anyways, we're gonna get started with our chord progression. There's also like a little fingerstyle intro thing, but we'll learn that after. We start on a D chord. And then from there, we're gonna go to A. And I like to leave my ring finger down and I slide it to the 2nd fret, and then I can make my A chord. And we can add our pinky to the 2nd fret of the thinnest string, so stacking up 4 in a row all on the 2nd fret. But that really pushes our index to like the very brink of being over the edge, right? And it's tough to like press this and get it to be clear. I would in fact bar that, which is difficult, but a little bit better. Either way, we're just gonna play a regular A chord for the most part. You will hear that on the recording though. And then we're gonna leave our ring finger down. We're gonna slide it back up to the 3rd fret. Put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and our index finger, our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and our index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. This gives us a C add 9 chord. Like these two notes down here are just like a C chord, but we're adding a 9. That's the 3rd fret of the B string. Really lovely chord shape. And then from there, it's a very easy switch into G. We just have to add our pinky to the 3rd fret of the thinnest string, and then we move our middle index up 1 string each to make the G chord. And then, to complete the cycle, we leave our ring finger down, and we can pivot into our D chord. And that is going to be our cycle. We play our strumming pattern 2 times on D, 2 times on A, 2 times on C add 9, but we'll just call it C, and then 2 times on G. We do that over and over again. That's the entire song. So this is one of those 4-chord wonders where you're just repeating the same 4 chords over and over again, no exceptions. Sometimes there's little pauses or other little things, but here's just straight up, same 4 chords over and over. Great for perfecting your chord switching. To that, we're gonna add a strumming pattern. It goes like this. And that is a 16th note strumming pattern. We would count 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda, and we would line it all up with that counting. And it seems really complicated. And you're welcome to learn it that way, but I have a much simpler way to look at it. We're gonna break it down into 3 plus 3 plus 2. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Over and over again. And that will help us emphasize the correct beats, and it'll take care of a lot of problems. And this isn't like a hack. We're actually superimposing one time signature onto another to help us emphasize the correct beats. Long story short, it's a lot simpler this way. Here's how you do it. We're gonna go, that's our first little bit. Down, down, up, down. And we're gonna count to 3 while we do that. So down on 1, and then a down up on 2, and then down on 3. 1, 2, 3. Put that together nice and smooth. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down. And we do that 2 times, and that gets us most of the way through this pattern. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then at the very end, we just have to add down, down, up. And for that, we just count to 2. A down on 1, and then a down up on 2. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Or down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And the reason why it's important to count it that way is because we're going to emphasize each of the beat ones, and that makes this song come to life. So instead of going, you get, which just drives it way more. And when you look at it back to our original counting in 16th notes, we're emphasizing like beat 1, the and after 2, and then beat 4. And that's not as easy as just emphasizing each one, and that's why we're counting it this different way. It's a lot easier to understand, it's a lot easier to feel it, and it's going to help you eventually transition into it. Because basically, it doesn't matter what the numbers and all that stuff say. What really matters is if you can do it. There's lots of people who don't know any of this stuff. They don't know anything about counting. They just have rhythm and they can just play. There's professional musicians like Borelli Legrand. Look him up. He's a crazy jazz musician. He doesn't know anything technically, but he could play everything. So, understanding it helps us learn it, but understanding it in a couple different ways like we're doing here will really give you all the options you need to succeed. Anyways, we're going to do it 2 times per chord shape, and that's all you need to play the song. There's also a little fingerstyle thing, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But let's play through this. The original recording is at 88 beats per minute, which is actually quite fast because we're in 16th note territory. That's like the same as 170 something. I can barely do math. But we're going to do this at 60. But before we get started, I want to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's how we're going to match up with the time. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that juxtaposition of those 2 beats is what makes this song feel the way it feels. Anyways, let's just try it out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you want a full playthrough, playing through the entire song with me from start to finish, that's available on my Patreon page. I'll put a link for that down below. Next, we're going to learn there's like a fingerstyle intro that's in totally different tempo. It's like way slower. And then there's like a crossfade. So if you're doing this live, it's a bit of a transition between the two, but we'll figure it out. You play a D chord, but you take off your index finger. And you can use your thumb to pick the G string, your index on the B string, and your middle on the thinnest string. And you just go like that, like thumb, index, middle, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. But I like to use my pick for the G string, and then it's called hybrid picking, where you use a pick, but you also use your fingers. I'm gonna put my middle on the B string and then my ring finger on the thinnest string and go. So pick, middle, ring. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. and we ascend 4 times on that. Then we add our index back. We play the D chord 4 times. And you would do all that 4 times in total, then just play the first half. And then it kind of fades out. And it goes into the strumming pattern. But it starts on the A chord, so it's already partway into the progression. So it's a little bit strange. All in all, I would just go like, do this 4 times, then 4 times on this. If you're actually performing the song, then 4 times on this again. Progression like that in terms of like performing it around a campfire. Unless you know how to do a live crossfade with yourself, which I don't think is humanly possible, we're gonna have to settle for that. Anyways, that's all there is to it. Now, if you'd like some extra help with this, like I mentioned before, I have that free ebook. I also have a course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, which is designed to help you go from even an absolute beginner all the way to confident strummer, so that a song like this would be easy, or even you'd learn this like halfway through the course. It goes a little bit further than that. It's really easy. It's all laid out for you. There's over 100 lessons in it. So it's a really great value, and it's a great way to help support the channel too. So I'd appreciate it if you could check that out. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like learning guitar with me. Otherwise, just proceed on with the rest of your day. And for those of you that do subscribe, I really appreciate it. Anyways, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.